Megyn Kelly didn't just speak, she dropped a bomb. With that piercing look straight into the camera, she asked the question nobody in the royal PR machine wants to hear. Is Meghan Markle really 44? Or is she secretly over 50? That single line was enough to send gossip circles into overdrive. And let's be honest, this isn't some silly rumor whispered over tea. No, this is about photos that don't match, classmates whose ages don't line up, and official records that raise way more questions than they answer. And the deeper you pull on these threads, the more Meghan Markle's timeline begins to unravel. It makes you wonder, has her entire life story been carefully rewritten? Think about it. This isn't just about shaving a couple years off for Hollywood casting calls. Megyn crossed into royalty. Her life isn't just recorded on IMDb, it's archived in official records, etched into royal documents, stamped into history. Every detail should be carved into stone. And yet, here we are. So what's the truth? Is Megyn simply a youthful 44-year-old with flawless genetics? Or is there a carefully hidden secret timeline that puts her closer to 50? Once you start connecting the dots, you'll never look at Meghan Markle's story the same way again. The photo that started it all. It all begins with a single snapshot. Early 2000s, Northwestern University. A salsa club group photo. Innocent, right? A fun shot of smiling students, arms linked, frozen in time, and right there in the middle row, Meghan Markle. At first glance, it looks like a harmless memory. But oh, the drama begins when you start digging into the names of the other people in that photo. Many of them list birthdays in the early 1970s, which means they aren't in their 40s like Megyn supposedly is. They're in their 50s, some 52, some 53, even 54. Now here's the kicker. According to Megyn's official bio, she was born in 1981, making her 44. So for this salsa photo to make sense, Megyn would have been a college freshman surrounded almost entirely by classmates 8 to 10 years older than her. Possible? Technically, yes. But come on. When almost every single person in the photo lines up as a decade older, that's not coincidence. That's a pattern. And it doesn't stop at the salsa club. Megyn's name keeps popping up again and again with this same group of older classmates. In activities, alumni listings, campus events, even reunions. Every time the pattern repeats, Megyn's timeline says she's a generation younger, but the evidence plants her shoulder to shoulder with people clearly older. And when reunions happen today, the contrast is painfully obvious. Megyn clings to her 1981 birth year, but the people around her have aged into their 50s. That gap jumps off the photo and smacks you in the face. The official birth date? Or is it? Let's talk about Megyn's official birth date, August 4th, 1981. It's everywhere. In biographies, in glossy magazine profiles, etched into royal archives. On paper, it looks untouchable. But here comes the twist. For years, alternative dates have been floating around. Former classmates, old event programs, whispers from people who knew her long before she was famous. They point to totally different numbers. Some say 1977, others swear it's 1976. The boldest claim, 1975. Do the math. If it's 1977, she's not 44, she's 48. If it's 1976, she's 49. If it's 1975, she's standing on the doorstep of 50. That's not a tiny slip-up. That's an entire era missing from her life story. 4, 5, even 6 years wiped clean. And when you see gaps like that in a biography this polished, you have to wonder, is it just sloppy record-keeping or is it intentional? The birth certificate bombshell. If you really want to see how Megyn's timeline might have been massaged, look at what happened in May 2019, right after Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor was born. Like all royal babies, Archie's birth certificate was filed in the UK. At first, nothing strange. Rachel Megyn, Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex, perfectly normal. But then, weeks later, the document was quietly amended. Her first names, Rachel Megyn, disappeared, completely erased. What was left? Just Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. The palace brushed it off, calling it a bureaucratic tweak, just a little adjustment for consistency with other royal documents. But insiders were baffled. Why change something like that weeks after the fact? Why hadn't other royal mothers had their records altered? The real bombshell wasn't even the name change. It was what it revealed. If a royal birth certificate, something most people believe is permanent, can be altered quietly, what else from Megyn's past could have been changed long before she ever married Harry? The mysterious photos. Another red flag? Megyn's early photos. Most celebrities have a steady stream of old yearbook shots, awkward prom pictures, goofy school portraits floating around online. But Megyn? Different story. Her images don't just appear, they seem to surface at very specific, suspiciously convenient moments. Take her 1999 senior headshot from Immaculate Heart High School. It looks more like a glossy magazine cover than a yearbook photo, or that group shot of her in uniform looking picture perfect. These don't trickle out the way most people's old photos do. They come in waves, and here's the kicker. They always reappear during controversy. A new royal biography comes out, boom, another old photo surfaces. A controversial interview airs, suddenly a perfectly timed childhood picture drops. Age rumors catch fire again? Out of nowhere, high school snapshots flood the press. It's almost as if these photos are sitting in a vault somewhere, ready to be deployed whenever Meghan's past needs cleaning up. Coincidence or calculated reputation management? Because let's be honest, when even your yearbook photos feel like PR moves, you have to ask, what else in your timeline has been staged? The lawsuit that reignited it all fast forward to early 2025. Just when things seem to quiet down, Meghan's half-sister Samantha Markle revives her defamation lawsuit, a case nearly forgotten. On paper, the lawsuit had nothing to do with Meghan's age. It was about family drama, public statements, reputational damage. But oh, the timing. Almost instantly after the lawsuit grabbed headlines, whispers about Meghan's real age came roaring back. Gossip blogs, tabloids, even mainstream outlets couldn't resist. And if you've been paying attention, you'll notice the pattern. Every time Meghan faces legal trouble or controversy, the age rumors explode all over again. Some insiders swear it's deliberate, like someone is intentionally reviving the age story to pile more pressure on Meghan. Others think it's natural. When Meghan's in the spotlight, every shadow from her past gets dragged back up. Either way, the result is the same. Her scandals don't stand alone. They overlap, collide, and snowball into full-blown media storms. So where does this leave us? Let's put all the puzzle pieces on the table. Photos that don't match the timeline. Classmates who are nearly a decade older. Alternative birth years that refuse to disappear. A royal birth certificate quietly rewritten weeks after Archie's arrival. Old photos resurfacing with suspiciously perfect timing. And now, a lawsuit dragging her past right back into the spotlight. At some point, coincidence stops looking like coincidence. It starts looking like strategy. A carefully managed timeline? Think about it. Every missing year, every adjusted record, every carefully staged photo, it all paints the image of a life that's not just lived, but managed. We're not talking about some actress fibbing about her age to land a part. This is a brand, a royal brand, a global brand. Because Meghan Markle isn't just Meghan Markle anymore. She's the Duchess of Sussex. She's the mother of 2 royal children. She's on Netflix, Spotify, book deals, interviews, documentaries. She's an empire. And when you're building an empire, every single detail matters. So maybe the question isn't, is Meghan 44 or 50? Maybe the real question is, how much of Meghan Markle's life story has been polished, rewritten, and controlled to protect the brand? The power of rewriting. And here's what's truly chilling. We've already seen proof that records can be rewritten. Archie's birth certificate wasn't supposed to change, yet it did. That's not speculation, that's fact. So if one royal document can be edited without warning, what's stopping other documents from Meghan's past? School records, alumni directories, even legal filings. If you have the right resources, the right connections, and the right PR machine, how much of the past can be reshaped before it becomes impossible to tell what's real? Why age matters now? Some people might roll their eyes and say, who cares if she's 44 or 50? But here's why it matters. Age isn't just a number in the royal world. It ties into image, perception, fertility, legacy, and the timeline of her relationship with Prince Harry. If Meghan is older than her official age, it reframes everything. The narrative of the young, glamorous actress who swept Harry off his feet shifts into something entirely different. It raises questions about what was hidden, why it was hidden, and who helped hide it. And once people start doubting one part of your story, they start doubting everything. The perfect storm of drama. Now add in Samantha Markle's lawsuit, add in the British tabloids who never miss an opportunity to pounce. Add in Meghan and Harry's controversial standing with the royal family. Put all those elements together and what do you get? A perfect storm. The age rumors feed the lawsuit coverage. The lawsuit coverage drags old classmates and photos back into the spotlight. Those photos reignite the gossip about her birth year. And the cycle repeats, louder, messier, and harder to escape every time. Meghan's PR moves. Every time Meghan's age rumors flare up, a counter-narrative suddenly appears. New photos, glowing skincare stories, old classmates stepping forward. It feels less like coincidence and more like a PR war. On one side, tabloids and blogs question her timeline. On the other, Meghan's team fights to protect it. The public is left caught between contradictions. In the end, this isn't just about whether she's 44 or 50. It's about trust. Her life isn't just history anymore. It's a brand, fiercely protected. But the irony? The more her past is managed, the more people want to know what's missing. The final question. So what do we make of it all? Is Meghan the victim of relentless gossip, or has she been hiding her biggest secret all along? Maybe it's both. Maybe she's protecting her image because the world won't forgive a lie? Or maybe the truth is even bigger than we realize. One thing's certain, Meghan Markle's official story will never look the same. The Northwestern photo that doesn't add up, classmates years older, whispers of 1975, 1976, 1977, a birth certificate quietly changed, photos resurfacing at suspicious times, a lawsuit dragging it all back into the spotlight. This isn't coincidence, it's a saga, a royal soap opera waiting for its final twist. So, what do you think? Is Meghan just a youthful 44, or is she hiding a timeline that would shock the world? Either way, one thing's clear, her biggest secret won't stay buried forever.